Hello, everyone. Thank you so very much for joining this series of 12 webinars that gears you with actionable insights and energy to lead at your very best in this crisis.
That's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now, I can't make you do it. You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. Now, what are you gonna do?
They are fundamental boosters of energy and motivation. And they are anything that's gonna boost our status or self-esteem, our sense of certainty, our sense of autonomy, our sense of relatedness, and our sense of fairness. Yeah, and then, of course, we're gonna use this in the tips I'm gonna share with you. There are additional boosters of motivation. Learning and growing are powerful motivation drivers that as well helping others really boost our energy. For artist-minded people, the search of beauty and aesthetics is also super powerful motivator, and eventually reaching a purpose or aspiring to one's purpose, that means practically making a difference, is also gearing people with amazing energy. And I suggest that you have regular kind of coffee chat, so friendly conversation, and you just ask that question. What have you learned this past month on the job? First time you ask the question, let me tell you, your team member will look at you like you ask a weird question. And perhaps he or she will think you're worried that they're not happy or whatever. And probably they will tell you, hey, boss, I learned nothing, but don't you worry, I'm happy, nothing's wrong. And then make the question easier for them and ask, hey, no, I'm curious about what you learned from your successes this month, right? And also what you learned from your failures this month, you know, and what you learned from the new people you met on the job this month. Tell me about all of that. Easy to conclude your meetings in a motivating way. I want to be super concrete about this. I just want to tell you in practice what it's all about, right? You at the end of your meeting, and instead of saying, hey, thank you everyone, see you next week, you say, let me recap the important decisions we made. That will give the team a sense that they are a real team, because a real team is a team that makes decisions. Yeah? 2, let me remind you of important information we shared today. And that will make the team feel important. And 3, congratulate the team for a good practice in teamwork that they demonstrated. And then the team will feel that they are getting better as a team.
So how do we actually rally people team to drive all these changes and makes Tokopedia and Nakama in a specific are in the high morale? Entering the crisis, right? So one thing that we did was we, kind of making things more simplify things, right? And the bigger vision of People Team is also just like any other tech company. We make it very simple. We call that anything we do in people is all about make the shift. So the hashtag is hashtag make the shift, and the shift stands for S for small or simple, H is for human, I for impact, F for fun, T for tech-driven. So I think one of an example is that we issued a work from home playbook, and that work from home playbook was downloaded, viewed, 25,000 times in LinkedIn. And one of the things that really interesting is that playbook is basically like an infographic. It's like very fun. There's a lot of pictures and so on and so on. And it even has a Spotify playlist. This kind of thing was very, very interesting. And then that was really what makes, the work suddenly fun. And all my People Team was really gung-ho going into that changes that we drive in that managing crisis in Tokopedia.
So much. I want to share with you just 2 pages of tips that you can read later from my good friend Marshall Goldsmith, who is one of the most famous coaches around the world. And it's about demotivating habits to stop. So here are the 2 pages that you can read at your convenience, right? There are 20 of them, and they are. And then just to recap quickly, start with why. Take a chance to remind your team members about the purpose of the business, and perhaps even better, reinvent it to some degree to brave and overcome the crisis. And at the same time, I'm inviting Teddy to share in the chat box the slide deck download link. So before we part, you can download the slide deck and perhaps print it and discuss it with the team. Yeah. And then tip number 1, listen for real. Find out the motivation boosters of your team members one by one, activate them afterwards. Make your team members aware that they learn on the job a lot. Yeah. Demand that each negative comment is rewarded with a solution-focused mindset. Yeah. That's the pay, in a way, that's the funny price to pay for being a pain, right? Help your team members play at their best, and your team as well. That will grow togetherness. Say, I believe in us. We can do more. We can do better together. Give choices to the team like Al Pacino did. Let go and empower and give choices to your team, and celebrate small wins, and eventually conclude your meetings in a motivating way. With this, I'd love to say my coaching masterclass for leaders from around the world is going to start pretty soon, and you're most welcome to consider joining. We'd love to have you there. We are privileged to have Miss Larche in 2 weeks' time. She will really confront the questions. Are we really working better remotely? Are organizations better off with remote work? What are good practices that some companies have developed that help make the best from the new ways of working? So plenty of great practical ideas to consider. And also